Here we go. We got another driveway, sidewalk, and a front stoop that we're doing. It's actually right next door to another one that we did a couple weeks ago, and I did a video on. You'll see it here in a second. We didn't use a breaker bar on this. We rarely ever use a breaker bar just because it takes seems like it's just faster just to go ahead and snatch them out, especially when you just kind of drop these bigger slabs and they'll break up. I think this was 2 loads. We ended up taking 2 loads to the dump, and then we brought back 4 tons of road base. There's the other driveway we did. It was a driveway sidewalk, kind of similar to this. We did that one a couple weeks ago. You can see it there in the background. This is me and my cousin starting to form the driveway up. It went pretty quick because we only had to form one side of the driveway, and then there was the stoop up there that took us the longest to form. Then you had a little sidewalk with the radius, but it all formed out pretty quick. And then we got to grading it and just moving a little bit of dirt around there, starting to drop our road base in. My cousin Mike's kind of working that sidewalk area right now. Comes over and gets the edges. You got a good edge, man, when you're grading. That makes a world of difference. Here it is, all formed up and compacted. We actually formed it up, wet it, and then compacted it, and did the same thing the morning of. Did that again just to make sure it was good and tight. Here we go, starting to pour the stoop. Poured it out kind of dry, and then put a little bit of water in the concrete to make it workable. Probably about 60, 65 degrees when we started. And I think we got up to about 80 degrees today, or on this day. It's about April, I think we're about April 15th, 16th, something like that. Can't remember the exact date, but it's pretty warm day here in Colorado. That's where we work out of, the metro area mostly. This job's in Aurora, Colorado. So anybody that watches and needs any type of work definitely can get in contact where we work the whole metro area. There we go. Too Tall's gonna get the last of that little sidewalk out. My cousin Mike is bull floating behind the job, and I'm riding it in so we can get to the driveway slab. Like I said, I think it took us about 3 hours to get this laid down and finished. Then we went over to the other job and finished that little stair in about 3-4 hour process. I was off by about 1 o'clock today. Here we go, starting to pour the driveway slab. Pretty much a standard size driveway. I think it was about 8 yards here. My cousin, like I said, my cousin Mike there mucking for me, and I'm just pouring them out nice and easy. speed them up a little bit. What we usually do here is we got a stake kind of in the middle there. Too tall, just put some mud over the top of it. And we usually try to get down to that line, to that stake, so that we can rod across. Right here, I'm floating the edges in. We get down to that stake so we can rod across and just kind of pull down to it. And then we kind of have a good idea of how much concrete we need in there. You want to make sure you don't get too much concrete in any of them, or you'll end up hauling off wet concrete, and that's never fun. So here we go, just riding them out. I've seen some other guys. Everybody has a different technique to riding, which is what we're doing right now. We kind of have we kind of get down there. We try to get it done. So we're kind of have a walking technique where we're just kind of walking back. We take 2 or 3 strokes, and we just kind of work together and walk back. That's our technique. Everybody does it a little differently. I guess it just kind of depends on how you were taught and what works best for you. Like I said, it took us probably about 30 minutes to get them all laid down. Here's Too Tall cutting joints in, cutting the control joints, or the lines that you see in driveways or sidewalks. Those are control joints. We want that concrete to crack in that actual joint, which is quite normal. Concrete is definitely going to crack. You just want to be able to control where it cracks. That's why we call those control joints. You want it to crack down in them. It's a large slab, basically, of rock, and it, is sitting on something that constantly moves, which is the ground. Especially here in Colorado, we get a lot of movement just because the ground is sucking up water, and then it gets hot in the summer after it's sucked up all that moisture from the summer. So our ground is constantly breathing. Here we go. We're starting to finish it out. Selling around our edges, which is normal. Go around our edges first until it's hard enough for us to get out there and start finishing. I started at that corner there. Cousin Mike started at the top. You can kind of see we've went all the way around the edges, and they all look finished. It's just the middle that's needs to get finished now. So we're both just out there coming back, trying to get the slab finished. Too Tall is actually over there getting the stoop all finished up. Pulling stakes and pulling forms from that, and then he'll turn around and just start to finish all those edges, make that look nice. Like I said, this all went really, really nice. Nothing got hard on us. Just kind of slid back on it. And what we did was, me and my cousin went over and poured that other stair out, and then once we got it formed and poured, it was sitting in the shade. So then we came back over, and now we're finishing this. And what we did was, once we got it finished, my cousin Mike actually left to go get the flatbed and trailer to get the skid steer out of here. And me and Too Tall went back over to the other job to get the little slab to get it finished up. The little stoop to get it all finished up. And that's how it went. Pretty much got them all finished there. And here goes Too Tall with the broom. We actually put a checkerboard pattern on the driveway. As you can see here, he's gonna broom, one section horizontally, and then he'll broom the next one vertically, and it just leaves a little checkerboard pattern in the concrete. Looks kind of cool. You'll see at the end of the video. Just kind of do this sometimes. Just sometimes a customer asks for something that stands out a little bit, or something like that. So here he's stepping in the garage, brooming the next slab a different way, and it just, if you can see right there, one looks dark and one looks light, and that is the checkerboard pattern. And there's a picture of the whole driveway. You can see the different, looks like different shades, but like I said, that's just from the way the driveway was broomed, the direction. Got them all in there, looking nice. Definitely came out nice. Homeowner was happy. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next video.